in a perfect world, you would act the same way you do around a girl you don't like that much as you do a girl you really like, right? You meet a girl who she's cute, she's okay, right? I'd smash, or I'll go on a date with her, and you're pretty confident about asking her out, getting her phone number, texting her. If it works out, great. If not, you're unattached. And you've probably noticed, if you've been in this situation, that you tend to kind of be on your game. You're funny, you're interesting, you're willing to make moves, you're willing to go in for the kiss, to put your hand here, to ask her to come home with you. And a lot of this success, you've probably realized, is because you're fearless and you're willing to take a risk, because she isn't this goddess that if you fuck it up with her, you have lost the love of your life. And you probably also notice you get a lot more success with girls like these, or at least it feels that way, right? But with the girls who are your nines, your tens, you don't act that way. You're nervous, you clam up, you really like her, but you're not willing to express that to her. It can go in two extremes. You're so nervous, you're not even willing to go talk to her, or show that you're interested or ask her out, right? So you're frozen by your fear. Or the other extreme is your fear leads you to overacting, over expressing, over showing interest, right? You're texting her a lot. You're responding immediately. You're making sure that, hey, are we still on for tomorrow? You are just so overly passionate about making it work, right? And maybe with the same girl, you'll go from one extreme to the other. You'll be so frozen that you're not willing to go in for the kiss, but then as soon as the first date ends, you're texting her about the second date, right? And you're just like losing your shit, okay? And probably you've observed yourself do this, and forehead smack, and you wished upon a star that you could act the same way with these girls as you do with this girl, right? And then what usually happens is, as a result, we start to place ourselves at a level, right? A league. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the 1 to 10 scale, or this girl's out of my league, or she's out of my league, or he's out of my league, whatever. And a lot of this, I think, is very vague, and it's very inaccurate, right? You can have a girl who's probably like worshipped by the world, but there is some guy who's just like, whatever, we had a good night together and that's it. And she'll never fucking forget that guy treated her that way, right? I don't think the world is as simple as putting everyone to an, 7, 8, 9, 10, especially because a lot of beauty is subjective. I think there definitely is there's some level where like pretty much everyone agrees this girl's at least pretty, or this girl's not attractive. But I don't know. It's a pretty vague how subjective things are. But I definitely know that it is not super objective. And because of that, we need to come up with a new approach. Because when you do start putting yourself here, and you do start putting these girls here, I mean, you're just fucking yourself, right? And what a lot of guys try to do, because they place themselves in this scoring system, is that they try to achieve as much as possible, right? They try to make as much money as possible, as much status, popularity, achievements, Oscars, Grammys, I own a business, this and that, right? They're hoping that one day they can be worthy of these women, right? And this is wrong for a lot of reasons. I mean, it just fundamentally misunderstands what women want, right? But we're not going to get into this. This isn't a video about like understanding what women want, right? I go over that in different videos. This is just about how to reprogram yourself to treat your 10s and 9s the same way you would a 6. A girl who's cute, but you're just like whatever about it, right? But the approach is not to somehow hack yourself into either I'm the prize, I'm amazing, and I'm just going to mentally fuck myself to a level 10, That's retarded. It's not going to work. We're also not going to try and take these girls down to a 6 because that's also not going to work because it's just not true. It's a delusion, and I don't think it's a helpful delusion, all right, because you do really like her. And here's the thing. I think that would hurt you. I think it would hurt you to devalue her in your mind if it was even possible, right? Because if you somehow actually were capable of doing that, then you wouldn't like her anymore. Every girl would be a 6, and you would be happy with no girl. Like, think about it. Actually, what would happen is you would never find a girl you really like. So I think that ideal world is not exactly what you want. The approach that we're going to take is a little bit nuanced. There is going to be some level of taking her off the pedestal if you're just like fanatically obsessed with girls and just think they're perfect. I think that we do need to be realistic and understand that no girl is perfect, right? Every girl has flaws. Even if for you she's a 10, right? For some other guys she's just a 7, but you can't just magically have that guy's mind, right? But even if she's a 10 to you, she has some flaws, right? Have you seen her without makeup, waking up just on, a Saturday, and she rolls out of bed and, she's not being seductive, she's not being cute and sexy, isn't all, got all her mascara on, her blush, her, who knows? I mean, a lot of girls these days get cheek fillers, lip injections, maybe she has plastic surgery, whatever, right? But the whole seductiveness of her might be gone. If you see her in that state, will you still think the same, right? If you were to put her face, just, crop a picture of her and only look at her face and don't let the rest of her little game influence you, right? It's very interesting. Go look at the girls who you think are 10s and just like crop a picture of just their face, but don't look at the sexy outfit she's wearing or the sexy way that she's posturing herself, right? Because girls run game just like us, right? It's just usually more visual, their game, right? Women wear makeup, men usually don't, right? It's just the simplest example to explain how that works. So we are going to de-pedestalize or make these girls realistic to a certain extent. But I don't want us to lose our passion too much, right? Because, and this is very simple, once you realize it, you're going to go, yeah, that was kind of a dumb idea in the first place. We think that, because the 6 likes us a lot, but we act dumb around the 10. The 10, she wants a guy who's going to treat her like a 6. Not really, right? Even the 6s don't want to necessarily be seen as a 6. It's more nuanced than that. You're taking two things, but it's really one thing. The one thing that's correct there that you do need to have and that girls do want is they want a man who's going to be a man, okay? They want a man who's going to connect with them as a human being, right? You don't want someone who's going to be weird around you. Well, someone who's weird around you is like nervous. They're unwilling to like express themselves. They're unwilling to ask you questions. They're unwilling to like take a risk. They're unwilling to recognize you have flaws, right? It's like a celebrity being around a fan. It's just a weird interaction because they're not seeing the real me. But my homies, who I've been friends with for 15 years, they see me and say, hey, what's up, faggot, right? And they don't care that I'm a top of the billboard artist or this and that, right? They just treat me like a human being. Everyone wants to be treated like a human being, okay? Unless you're a malignant narcissist and psychopath, right? And then you think everyone's a sheep and should treat you like a god. You have more problems than I can address in this video if that's your issue. But, everyone wants to have a human-to-human connection, right? And so when a man meets a woman and they're just interacting on a human-to-human level, the man is willing to approach her. He's not afraid. He might be a little nervous, but he's not going to let that fear paralyze him. He's willing to ask her out. He's willing to go for the kiss, right? He's willing to ask her to come home. He's willing to see her as a woman. Like, I want to put my dick inside of you and fuck you, right? He understands that. He embraces that. But when a man puts a girl on a pedestal, he's obviously sexually attracted to her, right? Think of like the biggest like Twitch simp in the world, like sending money to some e-girl, right? He wants to fuck her, right? But he's going to write things like, oh my God, you're such an angel and this and that. And I'm sure if he was around her, he would just be like frozen, right? He wants to fuck her. And on some level, the girl knows that, but It's like, why aren't you acting that way? Because that would be the human thing to do because you're attracted to me. It's the natural thing to do, right? So the girl wants you to be a normal human being. You're correct in that the 10 wants to be treated like the 6 in that regard. However, neither the 10 nor the 6 wants a man who doesn't like them. This is where I'm like, once I explain this to you, you'll be like, if you have a brain, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because a lot of guys who try to teach game and, date coaching, what they try to teach you is this mentality where it's like, yeah, they're all hoes and I just fuck them and whatever and I'm a big pimp daddy. First of all, they're putting on an act. Everyone who I've met who has that kind of charade, it's eventually revealed they're just as nervous as everyone else. Anyone who acts like that, like really, is totally just putting on an act. 100%, okay? Even actual psychopaths. Like I've met legitimate psychopaths and they will still like have some nervousness, right? They'll be able to execute, but they're still going to make mistakes because they're attached to things. Psychopaths still have emotions, okay? More complicated discussion. I have a lot of experience with psychopaths, but I'm getting carried away. Point is, right, she wants a man who likes her. Every person does. I mean, just think about yourself, right? Here's the moment where it kind of light bulb goes on. Think of your 10 out of 10. Do you want her to be like whatever about you? Not be interested in you? Right? Let's say she's dating you, but she's like, doesn't smile at you, doesn't like you, whatever. No, that sounds stupid. I want to be around someone I really like and I want them to like me. Very simple fucking logic, right? Girls are the same. Girls don't want this guy who's like, whatever about her. I don't care, but what? It's fucking retarded to even have that idea in the first place, right? So thinking that you need to go out into the world and treat all these girls, they're just hoes, they're whatever to me, that's dumb. Every girl from a 1 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, they want a man who is passionate about them, who loves them, right? Who is interested in them. And the most like raw and real way that it's expressed is in the bedroom. A hard dick is irrefutable proof that you like someone. You're attracted to them. And the blood going to your mini-man does not lie, right? She wants to feel the passion in the bedroom, but she also wants to feel the passion everywhere. She wants to be told she's beautiful and you love her and you care about her. Okay, so let's get away from this idea that in an ideal world, you weren't passionate about her, right? No, she wants you to be passionate about her, okay? So we're going to keep the passion, but we're going to treat her like a human being, right? But we are going to also recognize that she's not this perfect angel that we think she is. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to, if we have any idealizations about her, right, you can do the trick where you look at a picture of her and then isolate her face and realize she probably has some flaws. Or take away the fact that she has all this makeup and nice fashion on and da-da-da. And eventually you will realize that, just like everyone else, she's not perfect. Then, when you're interacting with her, what you can do is you can recall any times when you've been around a girl that maybe you don't like so much and look at the way you behaved around her. You weren't frozen with fear. You were willing to express your interest, but you didn't go overboard. And our goal is to avoid these extremes that you make when you are obsessed with a girl, whether it's frozen in fear, an unwillingness to approach her, to express your interest, to go for the kiss, etc., or the other extreme where you're so into her that you are double texting her, all the stuff I went over, right? And start to see how you operated with girls you didn't like that much, and you need to start disciplining yourself and catching yourself in real time in the moment when you start to act in either extreme with a girl that you really like. So you meet a girl you really like, and you start, you go for the approach. Okay, first dumb mistake out of the way, I actually went for the approach. Second thing, I was talking to her, I asked her out, cool, right? But how I'm acting around her, you have to kind of hold up a mirror to yourself as you're interacting and go, okay, am I acting differently around her than I would with any other girl? The one thing you allow yourself to do is to show a little bit more excitement, a little bit more, right? So here's how you treat the 6. I think you should treat her like here, but not so far that it's here, because you do actually like her more. So when you go up to her and you're like, wow, you're so beautiful. You need to say it with some oomph, right? With the girl you don't like that much, you're like, hey, excuse me, I saw you over here. I thought you're kind of cute. I want to come say hi. Well, you don't want to say kind of. I think you're cute and I want to come say hi, right? You're into her, but not like whatever. But with the girl you really like, you walk up and you say, wow, you are beautiful, right? You give her due, right? You give credit where it is deserved. But you're not like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, I would die with the chance to like be within 5 feet of you, right? Whatever kind of, you ever see those comments on fucking the internet where guys are like, I would crawl through barbed wire, through a fucking war zone just to drink your bathwater. Like, I used to see those comments all the time. I don't really see them anymore now, but guys still act that way, right? They'll sit there and watch a girl for 5 hours on fucking Twitch. They'll send a chick they don't even know money. Like, fucking wild shit out there, right? Simps are a very special breed. But catch yourself going to the extremes, but you have to do it in real time, and you have to kind of like kick yourself and go, okay, I'm acting weird right now. I just need to go for it. I need to relax. So either you need to like show more interest and push, or you need to chill the fuck out. If your energy is too anxious, too this, too that. And the way that you do it is you remember what I've taught you in this video. Women want to be treated like a normal person. But they also want a man who's going to make moves. So they want you to make moves maybe a little bit nervously, because that's a natural reaction of being into someone, right? But not so nervous that you're fucking stuttering or retorted or you won't even go for it, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to try and stay in between these extremes as much as possible. That's the way that you get to the point where you can kind of treat every girl how she should be treated, which is like just a human being that I happen to be really attracted to or kind of attracted to, and I'm going to treat them accordingly, right? They're all going to get the same level of, integrity and honesty and respect and etc. But if I like a person a lot, I'm going to give them, a little bit more oomph. If I don't like them so much, I'm going to give them some energy, but not so much, right? And then if you do this and you practice it enough, you will get to the point where even the most beautiful women in the world will be just treating them like normal human beings. And that's what they want from you. But they also want passion, so don't forget that. So, yeah. Anyways, I've probably over-explained myself. I'm trying to make quicker videos these days, so I'm already at 18 minutes. Fuck me. All right, cool. Love you guys. If you're interested in any of the stuff that I'm selling, whether it's coaching, my day game course, my texting book, check in the description below. If you actually like my stuff enough, you're probably already looking there anyways. I don't even know if you need a call to action, but that's the marketing thing to do. So I'm going to tell you, look in the description below and buy shit or sign up for a coaching consultation if you want to work one-on-one with me. Okay, cool. Sales pitch over. Love you guys. Bye.